Hey, my brother thinks you're a good wife for me. It's funny how this came out. You know my brother, he doesn't talk much about feelings. He's the type to sit back and watch, judge everything in silence, say nothing unless he really means it. So when he pulled me aside last night, I didn't expect him to bring you up. Not like that. He just looked at me, that serious face of his, and said, "You know she's good for you, right?" I froze. I thought he was about to joke, or tease me, or give me that older brother advice he likes to pretend he's too cool to care about. But he didn't. He just said it clear. "She's the kind of woman you don't let go. She'd make a good wife for you." And I swear, baby, I didn't even know how to answer him at first. Because what do I say? Do I tell him I already know that I see it every time you show up for me, when no one's watching? That I feel it when you fix little messes I make without telling me I messed up? That I hear it when you talk about our future like you already live in it? He told me, "I've seen her. She doesn't fake it. She doesn't want you for what you have. She wants you for you. That's rare. Don't mess that up." And I swear I almost laughed, not because it was funny, but because I've been telling myself that exact same thing every day. Don't mess this up. Don't lose her. Don't take her for granted. He sees the way you stand by me, when I'm right, when I'm wrong, when I'm lost. He sees how you never act too big for small moments. How you talk to my mother like she's yours. How you smile at my father, even when he's tough to read. He notices how you never brag about the things you do. How you'd rather be behind the curtain, making sure everyone's okay, than stand in the spotlight and get applause. He notices because he knows what makes a real partner. He knows fake doesn't last. He knows respect can't be faked. And baby, you have it. From him, from me, from everyone who really matters. So when he said it, I didn't argue. I didn't tell him all the ways he's right, because some things don't need words. I just nodded and said, "Yeah, I know, because I do. I know what I have with you isn't something I can replace if I lose it. I know what we're building isn't something I'll find again if I mess it up. And I know you're not just good wife material, you're the one I want beside me. When the days are easy, when they're hard, when they're quiet, when they're loud." So maybe my brother just said what I've been feeling all along. But hearing it from him made me feel it even more. And he's right. After he said it, I couldn't stop thinking about it all night. I lay there replaying every little thing that made him say it. The small things, the tiny moments that don't look like much from the outside, but they tell the real story. Like the way you greet him when you see him. You don't try too hard to impress him. You just treat him like he's family already. Not because you have to, but because you want to. You ask him if he's eaten. You listen when he talks about things no one else has patience for. You remember the small details he forgets about himself. And when he leaves, he feels seen. Not just because he's my brother, but because he's someone to you too. He told me, "She's patient with you, more than I ever was." And he's right about that. You put up with things about me that even he can't handle. My moods, my stubborn ways, my late nights and early mornings when I shut the world out. But you don't walk away. You just sit there, waiting for me to come back to myself. And when I do, you're ready. No judgment, no lectures, just that look in your eyes that says, "I'm here, I always will be." He sees that. He sees how you hold me together in ways I pretend I don't need. And maybe that's why he trusts you for me, because he knows you don't do it for show. You do it because that's who you are. He also said something I didn't tell you last night. He said, "She doesn't just love you, she respects you, and you respect her back. That's what makes it work." And I swear, that stuck with me. Because love is loud. It's easy to show in pictures and gifts and sweet words. But respect, that's what you feel in the quiet moments. When you disagree but don't raise your voices. When you're tired but still gentle. When you could walk out but you stay. That's what you give me every day. Respect I didn't even know I needed. And that's what I try to give you back. Even on my worst days. So maybe this isn't just about what he sees. It's about what we're building without even realizing it. When he said it, I didn't feel pressure. I felt proud because the woman he sees is the same one I wake up next to in my head every morning, even when we're apart. So baby, if you ever wonder what you mean to me, just know this. It's not just me who sees you. It's the people I trust the most too. And that's rare. He's right. You know what I couldn't stop picturing after he said that? You, standing in the middle of my family, laughing with them like you've always been part of it. Not trying to fit in, just belonging there naturally, without force, without pretending. I thought about all the times you stood your ground with him too. You didn't change your tone or your truth. Just because he's older, tougher, louder. You listened when he gave his advice, nodded when he was right, and pushed back when he wasn't. And he respects you more for that than he'll ever admit out loud. Because he knows people fold too easily when they're trying to win a family over. But you didn't fold. You didn't play sweet just to be liked. You stayed exactly who you are. Strong, kind, clear about your limits. He's seen how you show up for me when I can't show up for myself. He's seen you pull me out of moods no one else dares to stand in. He's seen you remind me who I am when the world tries to make me forget. And the truth is, I didn't even notice he was watching. I was too busy living in the middle of it. Just grateful you stayed, never asking for credit, never holding my mistakes against me. But he did. He caught every little thing, the way you check my phone when I forget, the way you make sure I eat when I say I'm fine, but you know I'm lying, the way you let me be wrong sometimes, without rubbing it in when I figure it out. He said, she's not just someone you love, she's someone who makes you better. And that's what lasts. And he's right. He doesn't know everything we've survived together. The long nights, the talks, no one else would understand. The promises we made when it felt like no one else was cheering for us. But he doesn't have to. He sees enough in the way we look at each other, the way we stand next to each other, when everyone else is talking. That's all he needed to know. So when he said those words, I didn't feel like he was giving me permission. I felt like he was giving me a reminder. Don't forget what you have. Don't ruin it trying to find what you already found. And he's right. You're not just good wife material. You're already the only person who could stand beside me when I'm at my worst and my best, and not lose yourself in the middle. So here's my promise back to him and to you. I won't take that for granted. Not now, not ever. After he said it, I've been replaying old moments that feel different now. Little things that I see clearer, like they were hints I didn't pick up on before. I see that day you sat across from my brother, no makeup, no fancy words, just you, real as always. He tried to test you a bit. You know, he does that with everyone who gets close to me. Pokes at their patience. Tries to find the crack where they break. But you didn't break. You didn't try to impress him with sweet lies or big promises. You just smiled. Answered what needed an answer. Let the rest slide. You showed him you're not here to compete or beg or prove you belong. You belong because you decide to. And that, baby, is what earned you his respect. You know what else he told me? She's not with you for what you give her. She's with you for who you are. when you have nothing left to give. And that hit me hard. Because it's true. You've seen the days when I'm empty, when my words don't make sense, when my plans fall apart. And instead of asking for more than I have, you give me more than I deserve. You remind me of my worth. When I'm too tired to carry it alone, you remind me that being strong doesn't mean never being weak. You remind me that loving someone isn't about clinging tight. It's about standing close when they drift, and waiting for them to find their way back. And every time you do that for me, my brother watches and thinks, he better hold on to her. He'd be stupid not to. Sometimes I wonder if you know what it means to me, not just to hear him say it, but to feel it. To know the one person who's seen every version of me, the reckless version, the proud version, the scared version, trusts you with my future. In a way, he doesn't trust just anyone. And you've earned that without ever asking for it. You didn't win him over with big gifts or pretty lines. You did it by showing up for me, even when I didn't deserve it. You did it by staying true to yourself, even when it would have been easier to fold and pretend. That's why he told me, she's the kind of woman you build a life with, not just a moment. So here we are, me, you, and this promise hanging in the air between us. I see you, he sees you, and I'll never waste what he respects so deeply. You're already more than enough, and if you ever doubt that, remember my brother's words. But you did it, without even trying.